back in this spot in so long. My new lens is here. So this is the first official video with the new lens. Let me know if everything is okay. Let me know if everything is clear, visible. I think it is. I think this is the best outcome for the situation. But this is gonna be loosely edited because it has been way too long and there might be some shadows because it's a gloomy day. So I do have a light source, but like, is it the best? No, but we need things to be happening right now, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. We might have a lot to go over, we'll see. I hope this is the best pen that I have near me. And first up, we have our 8 pillars of wellness: emotional, spiritual, intellectual, occupational, physical, environmental, financial, and social. Some things are going to be a little bit different, but for the most part, the process is the same. Fill in all of the sections here, and these are cloth and paper inserts. I should have them linked below. Feel free to let me know if the link is not working. After I fill this in, I do want to talk about the accomplishments of September, and then we'll fill all of the boxes in completely. And for those that are unfamiliar with my pen of choice, this is the Papermate Inkjoy Gel 1.0. I do have some 0.7s, but I really do like how thick and bold and juicy the lettering looks with the 1.0, which is a very hard to find pen. So I buy them whenever I see them, even though I did go on a bit of a rant maybe last year about giving up on it because they're so hard to find. But you see, I don't even listen to myself half the time because why am I still here with a gang of them, you know? What else? Environmental. It's almost as if I tell myself, you're just talking to talk. Like, you love this pen. Okay, cool. For the month of September, my accomplishments were really exciting, and hopefully I'm adding in some clips, and I'm just going to put it on a sticky note so that I remind myself for the month of October that I can complete these things within the 28 to 31 days. So just stay focused, or do as much as you can, no matter how long it takes. It might be done in October, it might be done in November, but go for it anyway. So here are the September, can I fit it? Accomplishments. Oh, tight squeeze. Anyway, number 1, I passed my exam. If you make fun of my exes, I'm gonna make fun of you. So I passed my exam. Whoa, I went in with a different game plan, and I think that that is what helped me complete it in the way that I did. I didn't wait until the last minute. That's number 1. Number 2, I wanted to take as many quizzes as I possibly could before I took the unofficial exam. And I think that that kind of worked in my favor because my issue with the last time I took the exam was the timing. I was spending a lot of time on reading the question and forgetting what the ask was. And I think this time I focused on the concepts. So that really helped. I passed the exam. And by passing that exam, that means that I got my designation. Now, in the world of insurance, there are some certificates or courses that you can take, and depending on which designation you're going for, it might take 1 class, it might take 3, it might take 6, but once you complete all of the courses and pass those exams, you will be done with that designation. So similar, you can compare it to degrees. So you take a certain amount of classes, you get your AA or your AS. You take a certain amount of classes within 4 years. It might take some people 2, might take some people all 4, it might take some people 7. But you take the classes for the degree, you get your bachelor's. Same thing with your master's. Same thing with insurance designations. You take the required courses. Once you complete all the courses, then you get your designation. So this last class is what got me my designation. I did it. Third one, you guys know this was on my list for September. I solved my first Rubik's Cube. Man, oh man, that took some time, but this was no easy task. This was not easy, and people are doing this in 10 seconds. I won't be mad at my 2 days. I took a lot of breaks, but I think overall it took me a few hours to complete it with the help of a couple of videos because I wasn't grasping the concept. I was just twisting and turning the thing around, and then I was like, surely this is getting me farther away from the goal here. But eventually I did it. I believe that what I can do with the Rubik's Cube moving forward, instead of adding it to the intellectual every single month, I think my personal goal will be to solve it in less time. Maybe solve it within 2 hours, solve it within 1 hour, solve it within 30 minutes, solve it within, something like that, to better gauge how I process the different techniques with the Rubik's Cube. But I found that that was an interesting task that I gave myself. Those are the accomplishments of September, and I feel really good about those. And now we can move on to what I hope for October. And I think I'm gonna put this, where am I gonna put it? On, so the page, the insert that opens up to the left, I'm just gonna put it here. As a reminder, I want to create a new 1-year plan. Senior portfolio in college, we had to do a 5-year plan. And when I moved to Atlanta, I was so proud of myself for still being the ambitious girl, hey Wale, the ambitious girl that I was in college, to really get those goals completed or those tasks done, checked off my list. And after I completed most of those things within 5 years, it's almost as if, okay, I'm coasting. That was problem number one. And then, after you get your first real grown-up job, you kind of sit there for a little bit. Not everyone, some people. And I think I sat too long. I know I sat too long. I've talked about this. Even in my weekly vlogs, I used to talk about it. And then, of course, with life challenges, different chapters in life, you realize that so much time has passed. And so I want to make a new 1-year plan and then eventually a new 5-year plan. Can you believe that the battery's dying and we just got the ball rolling? Let me go ahead and do this one and then charge the battery. Make birthday plans. I love my birthday. I love planning things, but for the past few years, my birthday plans, I just haven't really, not to say cared, but I haven't been as excited. And I think because I expected myself to be in a certain place by now. And since I haven't reached that point, I'm just subconsciously punishing myself. And I should be celebrating the fact that I'm still here living and breathing. So I'm going to figure something out for the birthday plans. Let's see how much more I can get done before the battery dies. Spiritual, volunteer. I think that it's important to give back even though I haven't been leaving the house. So I'm going to find a 1-day or a special event that I can volunteer for, at least something that is close by that I can dedicate some time to others. So that's something I'm going to look into as well. I'm going to update my books of the Bible notes. Everyone doesn't believe in the same things, but I hope that you believe in something. And that's all I can say about that. I think it's important to respect everyone's religious beliefs as long as they don't disrespect someone else's. I think that that's important and very adult. But yeah, so I'm going to update the books of the Bible notes that I haven't updated recently. And for intellectual, I want to relearn, and this is going to be my only thing on here, relearn the piano. I used to play the piano when I was just a young girl. I was just a kiddo. And I think about my piano teacher often. I know that she has passed away. She reminded me of grace, patience, reminded me how much I love music. My dad used to be a DJ, so music was always very important and was always in my house. And I think that relearning the piano will also bring back some discipline that I've maybe lost in the past few years as well. So that is why it's on my list. And I need to, for occupational, update my internal resume. because, you know, things have happened in September. Here's what you've missed while I was charging the battery for the camera. I filled everything else in, but let's pick up where we left off. Not that many open positions right now that are calling me, so I'm just going to work on improving the stats that I have to maintain, and that way when something comes up, an opportunity presents itself, then I will be in better standings to get that role. But for now, just update the internal resume, do the current work that I am scheduled to do, and go from there. I think that once I get the 1-year plan really in place, it will help put everything else into perspective. Onto the physical, 12 splat points. I've been saying every month, work out, at least go for a walk, something. And it might happen once, but once I feel that my body is just not, it's in pain, I'm hurting, I need to incorporate more stretching for a longer period of time, because I'm not my athletic self and I don't like that feeling, but I have to acknowledge that it's happening before I'm able to fix it. Because if I ignore that it's happening, how can I fix something? You know what I mean? Anyway, environmental, donate and declutter the office. I have a microwave that, maybe I've talked about this before, but it was in my first apartment here, and then it ended up coming to the house with me, but then I couldn't find it. Where was it? In the car that I donated. So when I cleared out that car, I found the microwave, and now I need to donate the microwave. That is one of the many things. I have a bookcase from IKEA that I got, I want to say 2-3 years ago. I thought that I knew what direction I wanted the office to go in. And then the longer I worked in the office, I realized that that bookcase is just too deep for the space, because it is a smaller bedroom and I want to maximize the amount of space that I have in here. Like, I just need a bookcase that is probably the length of a book. Let's say, let me zoom out so you can get what I'm saying. So let's say you're thinking of putting a book on a bookshelf. I don't want the bookshelf to be longer than this. Like, if it's up against, if this is the wall and it's up against the wall, the bookcase should not be extending all the way out here. I need it to be tight. I need it to be compact. You know what I mean? Do you see these tabs? This book took me through it. Anyway, so once I declutter, I'll be able to really make the office what I want it to be. Financial weekly review. Once I review weekly, I'll know where my money is going. And I'm still really happy that I decided to do printables for 2025. I just don't have to use them. I can save them. They're not dated already. I can print as many as I need. I can print as I go. I can just not print them. And I don't feel like I've spent so much money on inserts that I can't use because they're for a specific year or a specific month. So I feel really good about that, but I also should be using them. Debt payoff or debt payoffs. I have one particular debt that I want to chisel away at quicker than all of the others. And then I have some that are accruing interest, and those are of importance too. All of the debts are of importance, but I think I have to go into the debt payoff thinking of what I can achieve. And if something is like gonna take me 400 months, yeah, let's not think that that should be first. I actually need to do something that will get me to zero faster. So there is a debt in mind that I'm already paying off, but I want to be a little bit more aggressive with it, which means the weekly reviews are important, because that way I'll know where the money is going so I can stop putting it there and I can put it towards paying off something else. Those things go hand in hand. I had to zoom it back in. And then lastly, social, call a friend, plan a date with a friend. Because I was on this seclusion, isolation kick for a while, not to say I don't have any friends, but do my friends know that I am alive and well? No, they don't, because I haven't been around and they haven't seen me and I haven't said a word. So I did have a long 2.5-hour convo with one of my friends. She was actually in was she in a vlog? I want to say yes. When I went to my friend's wedding in Jacksonville and we spoke for quite some time. She is my dance team little sister. So that was really fun to spend that time with her at that wedding, but also play catch up on that call yesterday. So I find that I need to do more of those. Even if they don't answer, at least I can say I called. And if anything, I can send a text. Plan a date with a friend. Of course, this is for the local friends. You know, I saw Lisa last month. I haven't seen Charlita in ages. We had plans on a few things, but of course, time, life, those kind of things. So we do still send funny videos back and forth, but it's not the same as really having conversations with your friends. So I will probably plan a date with Charlita. I also haven't seen Kay in forever, and I want to see her in October because it's our birthday month. So I want to plan something there if she's available. I just haven't seen anyone. It doesn't matter who I say. I haven't seen anybody. So Shelly, everybody, I haven't seen anyone. The list is long, okay? I have a lot of dates that I need to go on. So yeah, that's what I have here. And for priorities, I have less scrolling, more action. Why do I have less scrolling, more action? Because my entire summer was consumed with Love Island, which means I was defending the couple of my choosing on social media because people weren't making sense, right? And then I said, you know what? I am reclaiming my time. And then all of a sudden, here comes Love Island Games, which upset me to my core, to the point where the last episode, which was what? Episode 16, I turned it off after 8 minutes because it was ridiculous. Did I go back and watch it? Yeah, I did some of my cleaning and rolled my eyes and listened to it, but there is a certain someone on there that I think is very strange. I don't think she's safe for Black people to be around, but that is a story for another day. If you guess her name, will I like your comment? Yes. If you don't guess her name and you ask me who it is, will I tell you? Maybe. But yeah, less scrolling, more action. I think it's also productive if I am able to complete multiple things at the same time. Laundry going, dishwasher going, film a video. You know what I mean? And again, while you were away, I decided to fill in the calendar. I'm going back to what I know. Putting in all the bills on the calendar overview, it just makes sense. I find that seeing it this way is also very helpful. Even though I do have a finance section where I can also put the information, it's going to be everywhere because the bills don't stop, do they? No. This is the book that I completed on Saturday. It's called Baggage Claimed. It's a novella. It was a ride nonetheless. It was interesting. I thought I knew where we were going with this, and then I was getting confused. Then I was getting surprised. Then I was giving it a side eye. Then I was clutching my pearls. Then I was taking breaks because he's a dangerous man. But nevertheless, I was entertained, read it, completed it. Will that be the book that takes me out of my slump? I don't know. I started another book. It's called Atlanta, what is it? The Dope Boys in the Trap? What is the book called? I don't even remember. But anyway, I have it down here in short, Atlanta. And I started that one. It is a little grittier. It is a bit more rough around the edges because I believe the author spent some time away, if you know what I mean. He had to sit down for a little bit. But if I'm incorrect in saying that, I'll put it on the screen. But I believe that's what's happening here. I think some of his roommates were letting him know. I think there was some arrangement where the bet was, you have to write a book if this, that, or the other thing. So I think that's how he ended up becoming an author. I believe that is the story. Don't quote me. Then I have Glory Trip, Keep You to Myself, Priest, Beyond Measures, and No Remorse. These are the books that I hope to complete in the month of October. I will tell you this. I'm so sorry. Glory Trip and Priest are not Christian books. These books are not chicken soup for the soul. I'm telling you that now. If you go and try and find these books thinking it's going to be about scripture, you're going to be upset. Please do not think these have anything to do with the gospel. They do not. These are not talking about your higher powers. These are not talking about your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. These are not talking about sweet Mary and Joseph. These are not, that's not what these are. So please, just please. And then we have some bills here that I have questions. I have questions about. This one, I think I know what's happening, but I'm still going to call and confirm. This one is outrageous. This is wildly inappropriate. And the fact that when we had a discussion, it summed up as it is what it is. That's what it sounded like to me. But it's shop around season. That's what this means. My one car that doesn't go 10 miles a week is shop around season. And I know the reasons why things get high like this because I too am in insurance. So I didn't give them a hard time. I know exactly what's going on. And that's why it's shop around season. Anyway, on the back, we have my, what is that red thread? Anyway, on the back, we have my habit tracker. I am running out. I'm absolutely running out of these. I think I have maybe, oh, 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 okay. One left. I have to order more. This is from Mochi Things. If you haven't been on Mochi Things, they have some cute, funky, interesting sticky notes. They also have other items, but I've only purchased these and book review sticky notes from them. I don't really use that anymore since I have printables, but yeah, I need more of these. Hopefully by the end of today, I have all, if not most of these filled in, but this is what I'm going for this week. Workout, reading, YouTube posting, cleaning routine, finance check-in. I feel like if these things are accomplished within the day, then I am closer to my goals for the month. You get what I'm saying? I want to finish so many books, so if I'm reading every day, I'm getting closer to doing that. If I want to shed some pounds, lose some inches, if I'm moving my body throughout the week, then that's great. Cleaning routine. If I keep up with my cleaning routine, then I won't have to dedicate an entire day out of my weekend to just cleaning the house. Finance check-in. The debts get reduced. The amount of money I bring in can go towards things that I actually want to put it towards, you know, that kind of thing. And of course, YouTube posting. I will not be on everybody's bad side if I keep up with my postings. That's where I am with all of this. So here we are back at the goals or overview of the month. I hope that I get to cross off quite a few things on this list or come back with a mini piano recital. That would be funny, but cool. And I hope that this month brings you a lot of self-reflection, a lot of peace, accepting the things that you cannot change, but doing your best to improve the situation that you're in if that is a struggle of yours. I hope that you move your body just like I am trying to move my body around and be limber for longer. And I hope that October is good to you as it is my favorite month. It is my birth month, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.